Hi everybody, I'm gonna tell you an old story about a fisherman. So, once upon a time, there was a poor fisherman living with his wife and his children in a small hut. So every day he went fishing in the river because it was his only source of income. And one day, as usual, he went to the river, he threw his fishing net in the water, and he kept waiting. So waiting all the day long, without success, he didn't catch anything. So he came back home, empty-handed and disappointed. And the big problem is that man had a nagging wife. So she started nagging and complaining all the night. But her husband, he is such an useless man. He cannot afford food for his children, and his children are starving. The man was fed up of his wife, and he decided that the next day, if he will not be able to bring food to his children, he will not come back. He will leave the house. Fuck. So the following day in the morning, he went again to the river. He threw his fishing net. He withdrew it. Wow! It was a special fish, such a big and colorful fish, with shining eyes like a diamond. So it was the most beautiful fish he had ever caught before. So he decided to give it to the king as a gift. So he went to the palace holding this heavy fish. When he got there, he started shouting, "Day! Day!" It means like, I have a gift for the king. I have a gift for the king. So the king heard that there is a gift for him. And he asked the guard to let him come in. When he came in holding this heavy fish, the king was fascinated by this beautiful creature. He had never seen a fish like this one. So he rewarded him with a bag of gold and he left. He put it on the table and he kept staring at it. Wow, how delicious the dinner gonna be. So he called for her personal chef. It was an old woman. And he asked her, "You gonna cook a tagine of fish. Do you know what is a tagine?" So it's a traditional Moroccan dish. It's like a pot made by clay, and the top of the tagine, it's like a car. So I asked her to cook a tagine of fish. So I took the fish and they went to the kitchen. She was enjoying cooking such a fish. And suddenly, a big monster came out of the wall with a pitchfork in his hand. And he said a weird sentence. It means like, come back in the water, like if you have never been out of it. And he left. Miraculously, the fish jumped out of the tagine and it followed the monster. The old woman didn't believe her eyes, so she was trembling with fear, and she fainted. The king was waiting for his dinner. He went to the kitchen to check on it. He found the woman lying on the floor. And she woke up and told her what happened. It was a monster. He came out of the wall and he took the fish and he left. So the king was like, "Are you mocking me?" And next to the king, it was his advisor. It was a bad person. So he whispered in the king's ear, "Your Highness, she's lying. She ate the fish, I'm sure of it. You know, women, when it comes to food, they are very fragile." The king got mad and he called for the guards to punish the old woman. And unfortunately, she was beaten up severely for something she didn't do. The king, all the night, he didn't sleep. He was very, very sad thinking about his fish. The following day in the morning, the king heard someone shouting again. It was the fisherman. He caught another fish with that same kind of fish, a special fish, and he gave it to the king as a gift again. The king was very happy. You know the feeling when you lose something and you get it back. It's a wonderful feeling. So he rewarded him with 2 bags of gold and he left. So he took it, he went to the kitchen. He remembered that he doesn't trust the old woman anymore. So he went to the advisor. it's you who gonna cook it tonight. He said, okay, no problem. He took it, he went to the kitchen. He was also enjoying. Do you remember the story of the master told by the old woman? He was laughing. He looked to the wall and said, yeah, right, the master. And suddenly, the master came out of the wall with his pitchfork in his hand again, and he said this weird sentence. كنك انتي كنك ما كنتي كنك في الماء باقي. And he left. The fish jumped out of the frying, the tagine, and it followed him. He didn't believe his eyes, and he fainted. When he woke up, he told the king, Your Highness, the old woman was telling the truth. We should apologize to her. We were unfair to her. And suddenly, the old woman appeared. She interrupted his speech. He said, Your Highness, I'm gonna tell you the truth, the whole truth. The last time I ate the fish, I was hungry and I ate it. It's me, the master. The king got mad and he turned to his advisors. How did you do this? You were my right hand man, and I trust you. You're gonna regret it. So he called for the guards. He punished the advisors really severely, more than the woman. And the king was fed up with all the stories of the master. So he called for the fisherman to show him the river from where he fished all this fish. So he led him to the river, and then the greatest miracle appeared. So a group of that kind of fish appeared. And they told the king, we are the daughters of the kings of the sea. And we cannot be eaten by humans, because we are protected by the big master. So either you leave us in peace, or you're gonna regret it, you and the whole kingdom. The king, he was afraid, and he apologized to the fishes, and he promised them that he will prevent all the citizens to fish from this river. So he gave a large sum of money to the fisherman to forget about fishing and start a new life, a new job. When he came back to the palace, he apologized from the chef, the old woman, and the advisor. And they asked the old woman, why did you lie about the story of the master? You see, it's you who ate it, but it's not you. She said, Your Highness, when I was in need of someone to believe what I said, the advisor was the first one who was unfair to me. So when I had the opportunity to revenge, I did the same. And that's the lesson that we can learn from this story, is that what goes around comes around. So pay attention the way we are judging people. So we might fall in the same situation and they cannot judge us the same way.